judging pitch decks by their slide covers.
Investors are often looking at hundreds of these decks, so title slide is often the first impression.
We'll be sharing our thoughts, as well as if we want to continue reading the deck, meet the founder, and maybe even invest in the company just based off the first slide. All right, Data Ravel, AI-powered command center for data teams. This one leaves me really on the fence. I probably don't go forward with it, and it's because command centers used a lot. AI-powered is thrown into everything these days.
I'm kind of cool with it. Like, I do think that there's some value in highlighting the AI-powered command center, just if that is super core to the product. You know, I think we're a little jaded to the concept of something being AI-powered because a lot of people say that they're AI-powered. But if this company really is creating something for data teams specifically, I'm kind of interested in it. I think that there's a lot of technology out there and a lot of AI that's being focused on sales teams and customer-facing teams.
Yep.
And so I think, you know, highlighting the fact that there's potentially forgotten group of data teams that could leverage a better workflow gets me excited. I think that there's going to be more growth in that industry. I'm a little, confused on the name and the logo. The logo looks kind of like a piano to me. Nothing grabs my attention from a design perspective.
Ultimately, I think this is probably a split. Depending on the day, maybe we'd go forward with it, maybe we wouldn't.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe the design leaves some stuff to be desired for me. But the more I think about the tagline, I do get kind of excited, and I agree with data teams maybe being a forgotten group, growing on me, but I think it feels a little sparse, and I'm not super captivated. All right, so this one's for Tasty. They're using Tome, which is another medium for presentations. It's mobile optimized. This one's interesting. I feel like it's almost too much, where there's some cool screens there. I'm always excited by a screen, but I want the screen. I want the screen to come in later once I've seen the problem. I'm excited for the solution. I want the app screen to be the hero to a story, and I almost feel like by hitting me with it right off the bat, I'm a little bit less engaged. I also think that they do some really good things here, like the co-founders, the contact. It's important to have that, and high-dimensional taste exploration is just understandable. It's not the most common language ever, but I at least think I know what it is, and I want to know what type of taste we're talking about, and if it's music, and I'm kind of excited to get into this. My issue here is really just there's too much, but it probably does enough for me to at least see the next slide.
I don't know. What do you think high dimensional means in the taste exploration? Because I like the concept of maybe flipping the sentence and making it a little bit more human language.
You could say something about exploring taste for X, Y, and Z people, or exploring taste because of this. I've never seen the word high dimensional. I've seen multi-dimensional, but I'm not sure what high dimensional is.
Yeah.
The more I think about it. So I agree. I think a little too jargony when it probably would be a really exciting tagline if it was humanized.
It looks fresh. It looks clean. The logo looks nice, but I agree. I think high dimensional feels a little too vague for me to understand exactly what they're doing. And I think the concept of exploring taste and codifying taste is really cool. But
so let's unpack it.
Is that what they're doing? I'm not exactly sure, and I'm not sure I'm compelled to want to know more.
Okay, so I think this gets a maybe. All right, so we have Fter, game-based financial education for kids. I think they nail the altitude with this descriptive line. It's not the biggest, loftiest vision I've ever seen, but it's super clear what you're about to get into, and someone can at least assess, okay, am I interested in, if a fintech investor sees this, maybe they want to keep going. I think there's a lot of types of investors who will see this and know right off the bat if this is the deck for them. I actually think the little animated character on the left looked ridiculous at first, but then you kind of look closely and it looks kind of fun. So I want to learn more. I definitely think this is seems like a kind of funny one.
I think this is a great example of a title slide. Firstly, design looks dialed and exciting. Game-based financial education for kids. I feel like I already know what they do, and that's a good thing.
And kids need to learn about finances early.
Yeah, and then it becomes less, am I unsure of what this company does? And more, am I, interested in promoting financial education for kids? And I think that many people probably are. I know we've seen a lot of use cases. We've seen a lot of people using new tools to promote financial wellness and education for people of all ages. And I think this is going
Hit 'em where it
further
matters with the
down
kids.
market and,
Yeah.
starting really early. But there's clearly value in making sure that our future generations
Yeah.
aren't in as much credit card debt as our generation is.
One thing this does really well for me is it moves my head to other questions I want to find out. I'm not seeing this and thinking, what does this company do? I'm seeing this and I'm wondering, all right, well, how good are the games? Is this something that kids are going to want to play? Maybe if it comes from a school, it's like, oh, would you get a class talking about this? And then you can say, oh, go on Fter. And it's actually a great alternative rather than a teacher giving a boring lecture. I'm also wondering about how this thing might make money. Is it like, are parents having their kids do this? Like, who's the customer here? I think it would make a lot of sense with school districts potentially. Yeah, it's got to be farther than many of these intro slides usually have. So I think that's a good thing. It's propelled me into wanting to learn things on the first slide, as well as maybe the fourth slide and the eighth slide. So I kind of want to read the whole deck.
Totally. This title slide equips me with the ability to make a decision on whether I want to learn more about game-based financial education for kids. And that's what you want to be doing. You want to get people to that point where
Respectful
it's,
of them.
all right, am I interested in this? But less so, am I confused and simply need to read more so that I can actually understand if I'm interested in this? So you're getting people a lot further in a very simple slide. I think that's a great tactic. I think that, there could be something compelling. So I'm reading more.